Everybody, welcome back to the good show. In a good mood.
I'm in a pretty good mood now. Yeah.
Yes, that burger was tasty.
Everyone's happy.
I'm sure I either ate a really nice burger or some of a man's spunk, but either way, still good protein. So, to give you a catch up on the show, basically in general news, what we covered was that people were making video games, and they are shit. In StarCraft 2, Blizzard are going to be announcing something big. It better be the shit. Someone ordered us food. Holy shit. And now we're here. And there's still time for dessert if you're watching. We got the Dota 2 segment. But either way, thank you. We'll call you Mr. Anonymous. And we'll get back on track as best as possible. We are going to go into Dota 2, which is where we're Bruno. Mm-hmm. They're the big news points, really, like to give you an idea of what we've been talking about. Okay, so going into Dota 2, you'll be able to talk about this a little bit, Mike, as well.
Of course.
Dota 2 at GOM TV.
Yep.
What's it all about, Bruno?
Well, no one really knows. Okay.
See, that's
Chat.
Oh,
good.
it's still
Good.
about the space. I'm so used to changing.
There it is.
No, I got it.
Yeah, no one really knows much about what's about. The funny thing is that I saw this thread on Reddit, like, it was in Korean, the image. We probably have the image right there in the link.
Yeah,
It's just Korean characters, and it says April
I got
3rd.
it. Here it is. April 3rd.
But yeah, I mean, it's all unclear. Dota together. It was like people were saying, Dota 2 get her? What? What did you, like, oh, okay. You could have shown it a little bit longer.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I was like, he was a bit fast. You've had a bit too much coke, mate, in the break. Well, no, I was just panning back up.
F11, James.
Well, oh, Jesus Christ. Well,
There you
Yeah,
go.
see, Dota 2 get her.
Together. Don't you get it?
No.
Dota.
I wonder if that's a direct translation.
So yeah, they're going to make an announcement.
Okay.
Probably Dota 2 tournament. I mean,
I don't think so.
you don't think so?
No.
What do you think it
It's
is?
the same date as the research.
Wait.
Yeah. I think it's just going to be
Who announced it? Was it GOM TV?
Yeah.
Put that up?
Yeah.
And it had Dota 2, and you don't think it's a Dota 2 tournament?
No.
It's a League of Legends tournament.
No, I think it's going to be... I don't think it's going to be a tournament. I think it's just going to be like a weekly show about Dota 2, like random Korean esports
Really, but I
people
mean,
playing Dota.
The South Korean scene is almost non-existent.
Exactly.
So
why the fuck are they hosting a tournament?
because they have money and they can just bring people
They don't
from
have
other
money.
countries. Yeah, they have some
You
money.
think they're going to fly in Chinese teams for this?
Southeast Asian teams, maybe?
Yeah,
Not that
we'll
they're
see.
closer,
I guess we
but-
just have to wait, but I don't know.
I
Like
mean,
when
you don't even need to make a big, like, 32 teams tournament. Just make a 14
18.
plan,
yeah,
something like that. Bring just at least one of the teams, like, bring Orange.
But that's
Bring-
not a tournament if you just got Orange. You need more
No,
than
no,
that.
but I mean, bring Orange, bring... I don't know, First Departure, some of the decent Southeast Asian teams. Bring a couple of Korean teams, even if they will underperform, just to, like, make the...
Indigestion?
Yeah. Yeah, to make them, like, the scene grow in South Korea, and maybe there will be a market. I mean, that's what I would do if I had money and I lived in Korea. Well,
I
actually,
feel like
I'd
if-
be with the gold generation.
So you
team.
think this is going to be a
Bathtub.
Dota tournament starting on the 3rd?
No.
So
There will
what
be
do you-
an announcement on the 3rd.
Everyone's announcing shit on the 3rd. We should announce stuff on the 3rd.
What can we announce?
We can announce the schedule for the
For the playoffs.
The playoffs of the DHI.
Yeah.
I reckon that's bigger news than.
I recken that's
this
big.
shitty
Let's
Blizzard stuff.
overschedule Blizzard. Let's wake
Yeah.
up really early in
Do
the
a
morning.
press release
Yeah.
live stream during the same.
Let's all wear suits.
Fair enough. Like,
And have someone to introduce us to the stage. Introducing Michael.
you can borrow some of mine if you want.
Yeah,
I will
You
also
reckon you look
need to
good in
borrow.
red?
I've got suits, dude. I just don't wear them. But thank you. Okay, so yeah, Dota 2, GOM TV, 3rd of April. Keep an eye out again. All right, so there's another bit of news in Dota 2. There's quite a few because Bruno does this and he works very hard. Pausing, as you all know, Puppy pauses and he pauses. He pauses the game and then it's a tactical pause.
And wait.
And
And then
he
Marlini makes videos about people pausing games.
Yes. So what happened?
Have you watched the video?
No,
Like,
well, sum it up for us. Come on.
Okay, easy. Do you know how in Dota 2 you just pause the game? There's no strict rule about...
Yeah, you just hit F9.
You just say pause for a second and you pause. Sometimes you just pause and then just say, well, computer problems, lag, spike, pizza. But, I mean, the problem is that sometimes, I mean, some people can say you can be very evil and just pause and wait for a couple minutes to just go on stream, try to see what's going on, where the wards are, where people are. I mean, it's very rare. I don't think that happens, mostly because pauses don't last that long. It's mostly about like 30 seconds to 1 minute pauses in average. But what you can do is when you sense that something's wrong, when a hero is like being really aggressive without actually needing to be aggressive, there might be something going on. So what you can do is you can pause the game, you can analyze the situation. It's like, this guy is coming on to me. Maybe there's someone here, so the team can TP, be aggressive, whatever. So there was an instant of a game with Navi where Papi just paused the game before they went initiating on him. And because he paused the game, they were able to react really fast. I mean, there was an immediate 4-staff saving them from nicks, stun, and lots of... Which you can't really say whether it was intentional or not, the pause. But the fact that there was a pause clearly gave them an advantage.
Yeah.
So Merlini went and talked about this and how pauses worked like that. And Papi tweeted about Merlini saying that. And he was very angry at him because he interpreted as Merlini accusing them of cheating by using pause and called him a faggot.
That's funny.
That was funny.
I don't know. I just laughed because the way you said it. I wasn't expecting it at all. I was like...
Well, it's like I knew he called him, he used a homosexual slur on Twitter, but just the way you phrased it was quite good.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, there was this, and people, like, of course, Papi got a lot of heat from the community because the way he chose to express, like openly on Twitter, using the word.
I mean, there's no point abusing faggots.
Yeah.
Especially online, because I play video games a lot online. As far as I'm concerned, everyone is actually gay or a faggot. Like, I'm a faggot. Like,
haven't you heard, like, the name of the river?
It's
You
just-
know that too.
Yeah,
It's
Have
just
you
like-
heard that joke?
Dota 2 is full, like, 90%, like, gays. There's no point
No, but
using
really,
it.
have you heard, like...
No, I haven't heard.
It's,
Inform
you know
me.
the river between the, like, in the middle of the map in Dota
Yeah.
2? You know what's the name of that river?
No.
It's called the river Fag.
River.
Fag. Because
Okay.
people, didn't you hear people say, don't go through the river, Fag?
Ah.
Stay behind the river, Fag. And it's actually like...
it's pretty good.
Did someone tell you that joke? I mean, I'd hate to think of the pub situation where people are just having lad banter and then someone comes out with a gay joke based around a play on words on the Dota River. You have to have a pretty select group of friends for that to work. Did someone tell you that joke?
No, it wasn't Reddit. It was like someone asked on Reddit, like a real post asking, what's the name of the river? Because, you know, in Dota 2 lore, everything has a name. And guys it's probably called Fag because everyone says you go through the river Fag. It was pretty good. So it's not my joke. It was someone on Reddit.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
You murdered it.
Yeah.
Horrible execution,
Oh,
Bruno.
wow. I tried.
You tried to murder it.
No, you
Okay,
didn't.
and then Melanie
So yeah,
was...
Merlini just like, oh come on, guy, I'm just like, I wasn't mean to attack you. So he went very polite and just dismissing the offense. So the end game was that Papi looked a bit like a bit of an asshole, and Merlini came up as a like higher moral standard. And you know, it's saying like probably Papi is not an asshole, and probably just Merlini doesn't hold up all the time to those high standards. But because they chose that way of interacting, that's the image they portray.
I think if Puppy went at it differently, he could easily looked like the victim here. But he called him a faggot.
But,
and like you're gonna get a billion people being like politically correct, everything. I mean, it's happened in StarCraft tons of times where email sponsors, guys using homosexual slurs, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's gonna happen in Dota. It's just a matter of time. Some of
What was I going to
talk.
say? There was an article on Navi's website where they talked about stuff, and they actually said there is such a thing as a tactical pause, and they do use it. That's what they said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Puppy said it as well.
Yeah.
They were on Talk Dota, and Semmler said like, yeah, people don't use his tactical pulses.
You should use your mic when you.
Yeah, well, it's like, I don't know if it works.
Puppy said he does.
It's
use
sick.
Bobby said he does, everyone does it.
You
Yeah.
know, I told Red Pandas,
Is
right?
this one?
Because
Yeah.
I was like, when you play
Hold on, can I hear
Na'Vi, yeah.
myself?
You know, and I have to hate Na'Vi now because I've invested in a Dota 2 team. I've got to hate everybody.
Yeah.
It's the way to go. I was like, when Puppy does a tactical pause, let him do it. Yeah. And then when he times in, just instantly 2 seconds afterwards, PP and pause again, and then just take 2-minute break, just to fuck with him. So Red Pandas have got the anti-tactical pause tactic, and I'm going to enforce it on them. We're going to train it actually.
That's pretty good.
We're going to make sure. Yeah.
Do you think though there should be rules like you only get 2 pauses
Well,
a game? Because it's kind of like a timeout.
Different
in
tournaments
sports,
have
right?
different rules.
But
The most general rule is pause for a reasonable amount of time and a reasonable amount of times. So you do not pause.
But it's a
5
giant gray area. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Then some tournaments have like you only can have up to 10 minutes max pause during the game.
Only
But
10 minutes.
Only 10 minutes total. Actually, I have some stats on teams pausing. Really, I do have them.
Let's go.
So
We knew you would, Bruno.
of course, like Tongfu, first of all, Southeast Asian teams pause the most because they have so many server issues that they always pause at the beginning of the game
Yeah.
just to test their stuff. So, like teams like Global Maze and Reater and Invasion, Gigabyte, they have more than 4 minutes of pause per game, just by their pauses, not their opponents' pauses, their pauses. And from European teams, DD leads with 2.7, so that's like 2 minutes 40 something seconds of pause per game. Team Dignitas 1.5. 4 frames per Skrilley, like 1 and 45 seconds.
Where are Na'Vi on this?
Navi, yeah, that's the good question.
I guess that's relevant.
Yeah,
So-
it's 1 minute, bit less than 1 minute per game of
Okay.
pause. Just all.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's
Just
like not really.
mind blown.
I know.
All right.
But can I say something?
Yes,
Yeah,
Weapers,
sure.
you can
Go.
say something.
What was it like on Talk Dota? Because that game was from that old MTW team versus Navi, that tactical pause. And it was like Syndron said people don't use tactical pauses. And Puppy said something like some people do, like indicating he's done it himself against Syndron or something. But one of the things though that they said was Puppy said the reason why they paused was Light of Heaven's mouse was not working. And when people actually check player perspective in the replay, he's not moving his mouse for
Yeah,
like
I
a
saw
minute.
Well,
that,
the thing
yeah.
is, it's not about doing it on purpose. It's the
No,
fact that the game allows you to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Because, I mean,
But I mean, it's still like the way Merlini said it was like.
you know what
it
happened.
was,
Yeah.
For
But-
sure, tactical.
yeah, no,
force, but,
but
it's like
the
there
thing
was
is-
actually a reason for it. But I understand like the whole decision. Of
You know when you, like, if you pause the game and you see a Windrunner shackle flying towards you, it's like, dudes, I kind of have a shackle coming at me, so what do I do? Even if you didn't do it on purpose. Now, you have a time to react, some way to respond to that. So people were discussing about how it could be done so that this couldn't happen at all. Someone suggested what Heroes of New Earth does, which is like pausing in 3, 2, 1, and then pause. When you press the button, you have to wait 3 more seconds to pause the game.
But then if there's tech problems, it's
Yeah, it has its disadvantages, but I mean, in a team fight, pausing, even if you have a tech problem, it's like there's a lose-lose situation. Right?
yeah.
Some other people said that sometimes you just have to like black the screen out completely when you pause, so that you
I
can.
think that's
But it's kind of weird at the same time because it's like, let's say you have to pause for 2 minutes and you are in a close to team fight situation, or even just a carry last hitting, because you blacked out the screen. When you come back, you have to readjust to your surroundings, which you probably forgot about, and
Yeah.
that's not favorably.
Okay.
I think you've lost him, Bruno.
Yeah, I know. He's
Yeah.
just like that.
We're putting this Dota segment on pause, Bruno.
Yeah, pausing is a really interesting subject, James.
Okay. Let's move on from the pausing. Virtus.Pro, for those of you who aren't familiar, a very formidable Russian team, gone through some changes, and basically, sorry, you're putting stuff out. over
no,
there.
it's just
basically, they've lost a player Santa, who was their offlaner.
And they're offlaner, yeah.
And they have a current stand-in, which is
Arsart.
Arsart AA.
From Navi, of course.
Yeah,
Ex-Navi.
ex-Navi.
They moved players. KSI is now playing the offlane. And Arsart, as usual, is playing support. He's playing the fab position. They haven't, we saw them play in the DreamHack Invitational.
Yeah. They played at...
against Team Liquid, right?
Yeah, they played at the Tech Lab Cup as well, wasn't it? And they swapped they booted Santa right before that, so.
Yes.
And they got a LAN finals or something.
And they also are playing, they're playing their tournament, the Virtus.Pro tournament.
Yeah, the RD something. Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's just talk about this. What do you make of the swap of players? Let's focus on that. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it awesome?
It's horrible to say this, but it's Russian. It's like Russian teams, CIS team rotate players a lot because they are very success oriented. They really want to see the results, and if they don't see a couple results, they say, well, how can we change the team to make this happen? Of course, Arsart is probably the most wanted player after Light of Heaven. I mean, Light of Heaven is retired.
What team did Arsart used to be on?
Navi.
Oh, okay. So they basically.
So I mean, it was
swapped.
everyone really, whoever wanted to play with Arsart. I mean, any team would love to have them in their team. So he knew some of the people that were in Virtus.Pro. They played together before. The old Moscow 5, I think it was. But I mean, yeah, it's nice. Probably Arsart wanted to play. Asked them. Probably the guys wanted to play with Arsart. Asked him. It's not about how Santa was underperforming, really, because, I mean, yeah, he had some off games, but the same could be said pretty much about anyone from Virtus.Pro. I don't think Santa was in a particularly low level. But the fact is, if you get the interest from someone like Arsart, you say, well, who am I removing now? And Santa, I think, got the shortest stick. And, well, I mean, we have to see what happens with Virtus.Pro. Let's not forget they are in the finals of the defense. And they pretty much they were doing really well. So if they start not doing well, they might have to reconsider the change.
All right, well, we'll find out. So there you have it. Virtus.Pro pick up Arsart, and Santa has been benched. Let go. So the DreamHack Invitational, Group A is finished. Team Liquid topped the group. Red Pandas come in second, Cupid Red Pandas, and Empire in third. VP are knocked out. Group B is underway right now. So far, 3 teams are tied at 1-1. Fnatic, Team Dignitas, and No
TH.
Tide Hunter. And Mouse Sports are yet to play, and they'll be playing tomorrow onwards. There was a situation,
Yes.
and I've been doing work behind the scenes. Basically, Fnatic were over 35 minutes late, and we gave a walkover. And that's normally what we would do.
They were 33 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
they were going to be later than that. But the situation was, that's how we treated VP. We said, look, if you can't turn up and play, this, it's unfortunately a forfeit. And VP said, okay, that's understandable. And they were really nice about it. And so the situation with Fnatic, because they were in a game in Group B, Team Dignitas got a walkover because we waited. But unfortunately, here at the Good Studio, we did make the situation not as awesome as we could. Basically, our communication wasn't great. We didn't really tell Fnatic what was going to happen. And that was our mistake. Obviously, we run tournaments with a very small team, and no one was kind of given admin roles. So we had multiple people doing different things, like setting up the studio, getting in place to do the broadcast, etc. And the community kind of backlashed and said that Team Dignitas wanted the walkover. And I watched these shows. I watched Mad, the talk show. And I was like, this seems a bit weird. So I actually found all this information out, obviously, a little bit later. And I was like, well, let's have a look at this conversation. So I went through Skype logs, and I went through what Team Dignitas said and all this other stuff. And I came to the conclusion that Team Dignitas were apparently happy to play. They didn't actually say they wanted a walkover. Of course, it was our decision, and they were entitled to it. They didn't say they wanted to walk over. Obviously, they were asking what's happening, and we were like, "Well, it's 15 minutes this, and then 30 minutes this," and and that was our decision. And Fnatic manager Street wasn't really given proper information of what was going to happen if he didn't friggin' turn up.
yeah, essentially, he kind of contacted us saying he'd be late, and we were like, okay, we'll fill a bit of time, but we didn't expect it to be that long of a delay, and we didn't tell them specifically.
So there was, two different conversations going on with two different people, as far as I could tell, and basically, when the decision was made, I was like, okay, that's the correct decision, it should be like that. So what I've actually done is I've gone through all the logs, and I was like, I want to see what actually happened. So I went through the Skype log chat, I went through the, from what people told me from in-game. And I decided that it wasn't fair on us to basically just give a complete walkover based off our communication to Fnatic. If we told Fnatic they were going to get DQ'd at least prior, X minutes before they had to show up, then that would have been okay, and it would have been a 2-0. So what I've decided to do, I spoke to both teams, and I was like, look, guys, based off the situation, a little bit, is our mistake at the Good Studio. We weren't really prepared for people not showing up to the tournament. We prepared everything else in terms of they are going to show up. So it's going to be a game to be played still between Dignitas and Fnatic, and it will be a 1-0 advantage to Dignitas based off the fact that that first hour of the show should have equated to one game. So Dignitas will still have a 1-0 lead, and Fnatic will come in and they will play for the chance to either go 2-1 or either way, or 2-0 against them. But they both agreed to play, so you can't really hate on Team Dignitas because they said they wanted to play when I heard them on Mad, the talk show, and I was like, that doesn't sound like what happened on the show.
Well, I think essentially to Draskell they said, how long do we have to wait? And when you say that, it kind of comes off as, how long, when can we leave, right?
Yeah.
Like, we want to walk over. But, I mean, ultimately, whether or not they wanted to walk over is moot. We're going to basically enforce the rules, and I mean... like Fnatic, the We Play game started 8 minutes before our broadcast match was supposed to start. So, I mean, they weren't going to make the match either way. And
well, they definitely weren't going to make the first game, and they would have been, I still think, like 40 minutes plus.
Yeah.
I mean, the match finished.
But either way, based off our communication, Fnatic Street, the manager, did not get the correct amount of information to make a decision on whether he's going to drop out of We Play and turn up to ours. So that's our fault, and so taking responsibility of that, I apologize to Fnatic team and also Fnatic Street for not providing you the information necessary to make a decision, even though you plainly shouldn't have been in that We Play game 8 minutes before the show started. But yeah, so sorry Street, and if I jokingly call you a shit manager on the previous show, because I do that to everybody.
That was really mature,
yeah, it is very untrue. Street's one of the best managers, but also Team Dignitas is one of the best organizations as well. So I'm happy that those two guys are going to replay. They're going to be playing that game potentially like on the 1st, we hope. I'm still organizing that. I still have to connect them. I just spoke to them at separate times today. So hopefully we get that sorted, and then and so no hate on Team Dignitas, please, and Fnatic still get to play. And I'll do an official statement, just says that, because it really was, we could have handled it better. And it's like, we don't normally make mistakes, but when we do, we own up to them. And we just weren't prepared for that.
Well, I
situation.
mean, ultimately, the only thing we just didn't communicate as well as you should have. But I mean, ultimately, if we communicated better.
If we communicated better and they didn't show up, it would have been a walkover. So the fact is, the fact that we didn't communicate it properly is got them a second chance. And Dignitas being awesome, they're like, we're happy with this decision as well. Like, we'll accept the game and play on. So it's a decision made by me, but I did want to ask the team's opinions if they would play. That's going to be a game still. So that one's not decided yet, basically. And so Fnatic can win 2 games in a row. Dignitas can just take it in 1. Or take it in 2 after losing the first game. And that's going to be a big match.
And I see some people asking just about the VP situation. It's kind of entirely different because they just basically couldn't play at all. And we're like, well, whatever.
Yeah,
we'll just bow out of that game.
We were quite strict with the teams when we set up the tournament. We were like, these are the days available to play. We essentially want you playing at this day and this day, but understanding you have schedules, please arrange with us. And we had a whole Skype channel with every single team manager in. And we arranged all the dates to play. And then we were like, if you're the 6 p.m. game, you're definitely at 6 p.m. If you're the 9 p.m. game, it can start from 9 to like 10 o'clock, basically, because we can still go overtime based off the game lengths. And basically, VP were like, we are, we're not be able to do this.
Yeah, but basically they said they couldn't play
their game until
until earlier. They couldn't play any of the or any of the 9 p.m. CT time slots at all.
Yeah.
even though a week before they committed to that. And so
Yeah.
they just kind of messed up on their end badly, and they were very apologetic. So
Yeah.
I want
I
to
really
add-
appreciate them for that.
And then we can
yeah.
only say thanks to them as well because they actually came in last minute. So we
Yeah,
tried,
they were a
we,
replacement.
We changed the schedule as much to accommodate them, and then unfortunately whatever happened their end basically meant the no show.
I want to add, and correct me if I'm wrong, because there was some misinformation in some forums saying that we rescheduled a couple games. Like, how did you actually reschedule last minute? Until a couple of days ago, there were a few dates that were wrong in Join Dota and the Ghost of Gamers tickers.
We actually had the correct schedule between all the teams ourselves.
10 days ago.
A good amount of time ago, and then the actual sites didn't have the correct information. So we basically put out the tentative schedule, which was what should be happening, and then people were like, "Oh, actually, we can't do this. Oh, we need to do this."
Yeah.
And then we said, "Okay, let's do Group A."
Yep.
How's that? Everyone's like, "We're like, great." Do Group A, and then when we announced Group A, Group B was the same schedule from the tentative one, and then we arranged Group B while Group A was going on to make sure that they were.
Yeah, I mean, we had
ready to
most
play.
of Group B set up, but I mean, like the schedule kind of shows because originally we planned 2 best-of-3s per broadcast day, longer broadcast, but it ended up being
But we
one best-of-3 per day at different random times.
we didn't
but-
change any last minute schedule.
Yeah, nothing. The only change that has been kind of last minute was last night. And I mean, even this was like 3 days notice. NTH wanted to move their match back because of EMS. EMS changed their schedule, so yeah.
Dota 2 online tournaments.
Yep.
Bit
Anyway.
of a clusterfuck.
So I'll do a Reddit post about that probably tomorrow, just so everyone knows what's going on. And I've just got to talk to Charlie and also Street again to see when the teams can play. And
Yeah, so-
even if we don't get to broadcast it,
Yeah.
maybe we're asked like Shiva or
It
somebody.
will be in Dota
It will
TV
be on
anyway.
Dota TV.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of people were complaining that they bought a ticket expecting these matches. So the most important people is to make sure whoever bought a Dota TV ticket can watch it, even if it's without commentary. But hopefully we can.
Yeah, hopefully we can.
We're looking
accommodate
at hopefully the 31st or the 1st, and then
Yeah.
that'll be that. And then otherwise, dates-wise, we're looking at the 11th, 13th, and 14th for the playoff days, but
Yep.
all that's still being set up.
Announce that on the 3rd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're
Oh yeah,
announcing
that's,
this.
whatever.
Sorry, we got a
Um,
bigger announcement.
So
for the
let's move
3rd.
on. Eternal Envy joins Kapai. Is that how you say it?
KP.
KP?
KP.
Kapai? What is
Yeah.
this?
This is KP is a team that started as a full Swedish team and had a few rotations. Now has Pilai Dai, the only Swedish player. Also has 3 Romanians. One of them is pretty famous. Well, I mean, the most known one or the oldest one is Zizu, which played in all Team Dignitas when Team Dignitas was a full Romanian team. There are also Arise and Bone 7, also Romanian players. The most interesting thing here is Eternal Envy will be playing carry, apparently. Or at least that's what Go2Gamer says. Which, I mean, it's quite a change from his support.
He's been playing that in their streams.
Yes? Have you seen him playing carry? Is he...
I've been watching behind
you have to
the
say
pan-
yes, yes.
Yeah, I've been watching behind the panels. I'm just seeing there when we,
Yeah, right.
but it plays Phantom Dancer.
Well, I mean, it was good. Eternal Envy was trying to make his own team. He had Clairvoyance as one of the players, and Lust were 2 guys that were found from pubbing. He pretty much made a post saying, I'm looking for pub players that are really good, and you have to 1v1 me. If you win or if you do well, you'll be on my team. Which is, yeah. He tried that. Apparently, he couldn't find 5 players, so the offer from KP was more interesting. So eventually, now he's playing for KP. And I haven't seen any of the matches. I don't know if they played any match yesterday or today.
They played some practice games versus Red Pandas.
Yes, that's what Weapons was saying.
Yeah, and they did pretty well. And actually, I think they ended up beating Red Pandas a couple of times and exchanging games. So in early stages, I know scrims and practice games or whatever, but it looks quite promising maybe for the team of Eternal Envy, but we'll find out. So anything else to mention on this?
Well,
or are you
KP
happy?
is considered a tier 2 team at the moment. I mean, but
So is Red Pandas. Fucking losers. They just lost the match to AO.
yeah, I mean, they just lost a match.
But they lost,
They lost the game. That's
I don't know if I want to tell people what the scores are because they...
Yeah,
Well,
no,
It's why.
that's fine.
well, I don't know, like spoilers, I guess. I don't know.
Just
No,
mute your
fuck
stream right
spoilers.
now, guys.
It's 2-1 to keep out
Unmute
Red
your
Pandas. They
stream.
went 2-0 up, now they're lost the game and they're going into the 4th. They better fucking win. Roar. Good thing about
Or they're not
pandas.
eating.
I have some good
Can't
news
tell
for
when they
them
got
if they
black
win, but I
eyes.
can only tell them if they win. Not
Well, yeah, you do have news from. All
that's
right, move.
right.
Yes. So, anything else, Bruno?
no,
Sorry.
just moving along.
Okay. Gosu Cup Asia 6 announced March 30th to the 31st. $500 to the champion, 300 to
Wow.
runners. How does this
Oh
shit
my
get in here?
Well, I think, no, because it's a traditional. Like Gosu Cup Asia runs all months. 1, 2, 3 get $1,000 in total. The winner has always been either Orange, MEFC, and or Zenith. So it's pretty much a tournament where a couple of Southeast Asian teams play. But it's nothing really interesting. It's just pretty much one of those. Orange won the last one. I think that before that Zenith won it, but I mean, it's just a really small tournament.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that. G1 League Asian qualifiers.
Yes.
Do you want to take us through all of this? Because I know you know everything about it.
Well, I mean,
You can talk about as much as you want, but I think it's better if you introduce it as well. I'm not up to date on the G1 League.
G1 League. The way G1 League works, and it's a really interesting tournament, is that there are 3 phases. In phase 1, there are lots of teams, like teams that are probably not too well known, and they were invited, they were qualifying, and actually there was a huge qualifier, and you can qualify for phase 1. Then from those, like it's a single elimination where a few teams remain, and they go to phase 2 where they face some very good, like tier 1 teams from Southeast Asia and China,
Okay.
but not the ones that were invited to the previous G1 League.
Ah.
So there's 8 teams there. So one of them were MEFC, which were favorites. Rattlesnake came from phase 1. MEFC lost to Rattlesnake.
Yes.
So that was one of the upsets. The other upset was Chainstack beating Rising Stars. Rising Stars also, well, not as well known here, but very good Chinese team. Singaporean team, I think. And Chainstack, which is Risk from ex-Natural 9 and AL, playing in Malay.
So Australian, Singaporean.
Yeah, it's a mix of players which are going through to actually phase 1. From this phase 1, we get the ones that actually go to the LAN. I think it's
So,
4.
so you've now qualified to LAN if you're in phase 1.
No, in phase 1 there are 8 teams, and there are 2 groups of 4, and the top 4, it's like a weird format. It's really cool actually. But you get the first 2 go directly to the semi-final, and the second and third. It's kind of like the DreamHack Invitational, but with one more round.
Okay.
So now they're probably going to the LAN if they do well. They still have to go through LGD China, DK, IG, and one more, which was also a really good team. I think Orange. Yeah, Orange.
Okay. So yeah, the Asian qualifiers are on because I've seen AC commentate a little bit of them. Are they good games so far? Is it?
LGD Int played against BT Gaming. There was a really, really nice game there. I don't want to spoil too much, but you should just go and watch game 1 from that series.
Is that the one with Axe?
What?
There's a game with Axe that people were talking about.
It was
a lot.
a game, yeah. It was
Okay.
Yeah. It was like there was a game with Timbersaw as well. I think that's that game. It's a really long game. Timbersaw now in CM recently. Not a great hero, but some people seem to pick it and like it. And I think he's winning pretty much every match. Zenith picked him once, they won, and there was another team that picked him as well. So yeah, interesting team to watch. And actually speaking about Zenith also beat New Illusion Thailand, which was pretty much an expected win. So Zenith is also going to phase 1. Which is really nice because barring like the Rattlesnake and Chainstack, which are the 2 upsets of of this group, it's a very, very stacked.
So you've got Rattlesnake, you've got Chainstack.
Then you have LGD Int,
Yep.
LGD China,
Yep.
DK, IG, Zenith, Orange, and I'm missing one.
Okay, but
But
still,
I mean,
that's.
it's really nice.
And when does the phase 1 start?
Phase 1 starts.
Is it already on?
I'm not sure I have the information, but I'm not sure if it was revealed or not. So.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it is,
We'll
and you
hold
can
off.
check it. Maybe it's not. I'd rather not say because I don't want
And it's,
Chinese people
it's
getting
pretty
angry.
big tournament in terms of prize money. Isn't
Oh,
it?
it's $64,000 total.
And and it's going to be LAN finals.
It's going to be a LAN
Yeah.
finals between an amount of teams which I can't say yet. But yeah, I mean, will be some teams from North America and Europe.
How long does the LAN finals run for? Is that
It's pretty short actually. I think it's
like
3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, cool.
People are saying LGD Int versus LGD in China in 14 hours or 15 hours.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
because they have to play time. But this is not single elimination anymore. It's just group stage into.
Yeah.
But they're saying tomorrow, so.
But they start tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. Thank you, chat.
be really, really interesting to see. This is probably one of the most interesting Asian tournaments at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. All right, then. So moving on from G1 League, we've got Empire wins the Tech Labs Cup. They take home $5,000.
$5,000, yeah.
That's impressive. So
yeah, Tech Labs Cup was pretty big. Also, they have quite a huge prize pool for CS:GO as well. I think something like $13,000. We have that later. But I mean, very interesting. The highlight of the tournament was IC Cup, a team that's for some people came out of nowhere. It's actually their players with some like mix people that went to the international too. So that you like, for those of you who didn't know, Mag was there, Jackal was there as well. People that played with their like Jackal didn't go to international, but he was playing with their just a little bit.
IC Cup beat Navi?
Yeah, they beat Navi in this like in
lower
the
bracket finals.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a best of one though. But yeah, Jackal, Resolution, Mag, We Just Zik, and Always Wanna Fly.
Yeah.
And they beat Navi.
They beat Navi, they beat Virtus.Pro.
Better Russian players, two of them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, I mean, that was the
Ciphers.
story of the tournament. Like, it was a really a big surprise, and I think those $3,000 for IC Cup are a lot because they are not even playing, like, they didn't play the defense probably, and they're not playing any other big tournament. So, good for them. Congratulations. Navi, we expect more from you. It's okay. You still are adjusting to your new players, but China is hard. You'll have to.
More tactical pauses.
I thought they weren't going to China.
Well, apparently they are.
Oh.
Because
Yeah, apparently they are.
apparently they are.
I mean,
no, really.
Toby messaged me, who's like, "Hey man, like you should probably stop saying that that Navi are going to China because they're not." And he was trying to do me a favor, like, "Hey, you know, people won't notice. You've been saying the wrong thing." I was like, "But it's not wrong information until they publicly say it." So I was like, "What are you trying to tell me, Toby?" So I was just like, "Well, fuck it, then fuck this." So I was just gonna be like, "Great, Navi."
Yeah, it was really funny
really
because
weird.
then I was talking to this other guy and he says, "What? Why? We're not going to China?" It's like, well, that's the information that was going around. It's like, well, unless the manager trusts Toby more than the rest of the team, because the rest of the team are pretty sure that they're going to China right now. And there was a clarification post from the Reddit user Navi Gaming, which is saying like, well, why wouldn't we go to China when we just announced it and we're preparing everything? So they didn't say they were absolutely, but they say it would be really silly if we didn't go. So
Yeah.
probably going.
But yeah, sorry Toby for abusing your Skype messages there. But they were very weird, and you probably didn't need to message me them. I already know too much, Toby, and if you give me any more information, I'd just
Will explode.
yeah, I'd just be like, someone would kidnap me, wouldn't they? And be like, tell me what you know.
Yep.
Gunpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that.
No.
So no more information.
Anyways.
Okay, so that brings
wraps
us
it
the
up.
end of the Dota 2 news, apart from some statistics, because that's why Bruno is here,
Pretty much.
for your entertainment. Give us statistics.
I mean, I was
Hurry
trying to filter the statistics from the G1 League because we have like the European scene mixed with the Asian scene, and I wanted to make something big on the G1 League for the next week. So I just removed everything from the G1 League from this week. The problem was that because Star Ladder finished, because TPL4 is kind of in a playing just a couple matches. There's no defense, no D2L, just Dreamhack Invitational. There were not too many matches, so I went, instead of looking at the last 7 days, I looked at the last 10 days. It must be more interesting.
Okay, can we have a little bit of background music, Webpass?
Yeah.
Maybe the Circle of Life is nice.
That's
Is that okay for you, or what do you want, Bruno?
Solman. Yeah, Solman's fine.
You want that again?
Yeah.
No, you crazy.
I don't know.
Crazy Bruno.
Who made Soul Man?
Blues Brothers,
I'm a
Soul Spaceman.
Yeah, Blues Brothers.
There you go.
Nice.
Cool.
Just
I will
nice little
start,
bit
yeah.
of background music.
So, most picked heroes in the last 10 days, pretty much the same as always. Shadow Demon, 49 picks. Rubik, 44, and Magnus, 39. Out of these heroes, pretty much everyone doing almost 50-50. 26-23 for Shadow Demon, 23-21 for Rubik, 19-20 for Magnus. The most banned heroes, Bad Rider with 56, Nyx Assassin with 48, and Keeper of the Light with 43. Again, pretty much 50-50. It's 10-7 for Bad, 13-10 for Nyx, 13-12 for Kodal. And the most yes.
Sorry, Bruno, I just want to interrupt. Could you just maybe just unbutton one more, just one more button?
But then,
Yeah, it's
pretty
fine.
much getting naked.
No, it's okay. It's just okay. That's good. Continue.
It's good? Yeah. So you want people to... Yeah, I understand. Regarding heroes, the best heroes this week are Lion 10-2. Really, really strong. Wisp 10-1. Also being really, really effective. The Cupid Red Pandas just won a game with Wisp. Bounty Hunter 4-0. And much too low, that's dismay. Lycan 5-0.
Nice. Could you just like kind of brush your hair back like that? Ah, that's good.
Yeah. Am I entertaining you at the moment?
No, man. Sorry, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting over here. Just continue.
Yes. Teams hot and not. I'm very biased about this, but hot team of the week. The Cupid Red Pandas are doing really well in DreamHack Invitational, and they're going in the finals right now for the SK Cup, which is really good because they came pretty much out of nowhere 2 weeks ago. They haven't even played the match. Now they're advancing to the round of 6 on one tournament and to the finals of another one, so really good for them. Not team is MEFC. Even though they've been doing really, really well since they were announced, they dropped from G1 League and they couldn't capitalize on recent tournaments, so probably adjusting a little bit. But I mean, MEFC should be at least top 3 always in any single Southeast Asian tournament. Finally, for player of the week, I'm going for something different. I always talk about European players. I talked about Mushi, which is kind of a legend. I want to talk about this up-and-coming player from Orange called Kesik Imba. Also playing as Sakura sometimes, but I mean, he's a very young, I think 14, 15-year-old player coming from Heroes of New Earth. If you look at his stats recently, he plays carry. Morphling 14, 1 and 4. AM 10, 0 and 7. These are games they've been playing. Magnus, because he doesn't always play carry, so you can always play Magnus. He's 9, 5 and 19 assists. I played 4 games with Faceless Void. He's 4 and 0, and it's averaging 11.5 kills, just 1 death and 9.3 assists. So very, very impressive plays from this really promising...
Gotta round it up before the song goes, quick.
Yeah. You just tell me to wrap up and I wrapped it up.
It's perfect.
I know. So well, that's it for stats.
That was brilliant. Sorry, I didn't even mean to...
No,
I thought you had
you
more
wrapped
of
it up
it.
for me. Yeah, it was all. I was just saying, and that's wrap for today. And you said,
Oh,
wrap it
I
up.
ruined it. Sorry. Fuck.
God damn you, James.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I forgive you.
Thanks.
This time.
Sweet. Thank you very much, Bruno, for the stats.
Yeah.
Anything interesting in there for you, Mike?
Yeah, all of it. Lion, I thought Lion was like a shit hero, isn't he? Like he... No, I die to Lion a lot when I play.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
What are you talking
Maybe.
about? MUFC, fucking great team. Right, James? What about you? What was your highlight stat? So you actually play Dota.
I was just mesmerized by just Bruno's
Statistics?
on-screen sex appeal.
Oh,
It was just... I couldn't listen to him.
I know.
I was lost in his eyes.
see, that's the problem. You know why I really want to sit there? Because I can't see, man.
Yeah.
I can't get a good fucking... I can't see. It's no good. Over here.
You don't want to go there, Mike. It's a one-way road.
If me and Mike go together, can we carpool?
That was really ambiguous.
Wanna carpool down the one-way road with me, Mike?
Maybe after a few drinks.
I don't think we're going to look at each other the same after the show. It's just... After the show, we're getting hookers, right? Because this is... We need to...
Well,
straighten
you got
this.
some leftover
We need to
food,
straighten
so-
this situation out. It's hookers after the show.
All right, let me make a note.
God damn it.
Hookers after
Um,
the show. What do we got? What do you...
Could the guy that ordered us food check for... No, don't.
I'm sorry, James, but it will be more than $375. I hope.
It's like €200 a blowjob, I'm guessing.
Seriously.
How much have you got on you?
Cash
Let's
is
see if she
king.
does a group deal.
Bring out the dollars, James.
See, you know, this is the
I
problem.
do want to do something nice. You know, if Red Pandas win their first tournament, The guy who ordered us food, please don't do that, because I don't...
That's the thing, when you had long hair, if you shave and you're just, looking down on the crotch, you can kind of just
Imagine.
look like a big woman.
Thanks. Oh yeah, Twitch admins. Let's carry on with the show, because I've got so many bad jokes in my head. And things that could happen.
Should we just take a break before we close out the show? Or
I think we can get through this pretty
Finish
quickly. Is that okay? I think we're about
Alright.
we're about done. Like
Begin.
once Bruno done his segment, it's all downhill from now anyway. All the viewers are leaving.
I know, I'm going to take a break.
So we're going to talk
guys.
about some Counter-Strike Global Events. So that was the Dota 2 segment. Thank you, Bruno. Star Ladder Season 5 playoffs. Teams have decided. This doesn't look... Yeah, it's Ninjas in Pajamas, Na'Vi, Virtus.Pro, and ESC Gaming. $13,500 prize pool, $6,000 to first place. So yeah, Star Ladder, they have multiple competitions running simultaneously across different games. You've got your Dota 2, you got your World of Tanks.
All of
You had
tanks,
your
man.
VLC, I don't know if they still do it, and now you got your CSGO. NIP, Na'Vi, Virtus.Pro, and ESC Gaming is going to be huge. When Na'Vi, Virtus.Pro, well, it's Na'Vi, really. People are looking at like Markelov,
Yeah.
because I know that they've switched over, but I don't think they've played anything official yet.
No.
The Na'Vi CS 1.6 team. So
No.
it's going to be pretty big for CSGO. So I don't know when that's being played. I can click the link.
It's the 11th to the... Wait, no, the 7th. Like, it's
Yep.
coming up. I believe it's the 4th to the 7th is when Star
it's,
Ladder
the-
is.
I want to
It's
check
the same
who's
week
on,
at the Dota
who's on
scene.
Na'Vi's team, because I feel stupid if I just said his name. And then... yeah, he is playing. Okay. So Zeus, Markelov, Starrix, Edward, and Seh9, as I called him when I was casting, which is probably not his real name. So that's going to be really big for a LAN finals. That should have... we'll see what the numbers are like. That will be interesting for CSGO. Ninjas in Pajamas win Tech Labs. They're just basically dominating everything. Ninjas in Pajamas. Interestingly enough as well, they've picked up some more sponsors. They're sponsored, like, since we saw them a long time ago, they're sponsored now by Telia, I believe.
Yeah.
Also, 4 have
Yeah.
now sponsored them. So not only are they winning everything, whoever's working with them, which is Heaton and his partner, they're bringing in a shit ton of sponsors. So that team looks awesome to continue their dominance, really. But other teams are catching up, apparently, in CSGO. Virtus.Pro came second, and ESC came in third, taking $4,000 and $2,000. And Hyper banned from ESL. Banned for 2 years for cheating at a 2v2 ladder game. Same thing happened to two teams in the German league. Hyper...
Wait, is ladder official?
How do you cheat? Like, is this like aimbotting or something?
I don't know.
Wall
I have
hack?
no idea.
Max Flow Play members, so it's Max Flow Play. Yeah, Hyper. Like, it's really funny because everybody's like, apparently, everyone's cheated in Counter-Strike at one point in their lives.
I haven't.
Like, I know that like Forrest and like all these people. I don't actually know, but people have
Forrest, you fucking cheater.
But when people were kids, when they first started playing the
Yeah.
game, everyone had tried out cheats. Like, as far as I could tell, like, I spoke to Fnatic guys, like, yeah, when we were, like, this young, before
Yeah.
they were even pro, they
Yeah.
had tried out, and same with, like, the other teams. But it's, like...
But isn't like ladder saying like Dota team cheats on team matchmaking, so they're banned from DreamHack? I mean, what is ladder? Is it like...
Well, it's ESL's ladder.
Oh, it's ESL's ladder. It's not the
ESL
game's ladder.
ESL have their own ladder that you play on to qualify into EMS, which was what the Dota 2 had.
Right.
And then obviously,
But this
was
was
a
a
2v2
2v2
ladder, but it's still ESL admins, German, cheat once. Yeah,
well, I mean, if you're cheating
you're
on
only
their
banned-
competition platform,
you're
I
only
think
banned
it's
from
only
ESL,
fair.
but there's not much going on in Counter-Strike
Yeah.
outside of it.
Well, EMS is kind of one of the biggest things.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, well. Unlucky that guy, but he didn't play for a huge team, it looked like. And
It's
they
not
won,
really-
and
it's
he
not
cheated.
really luck, is
he
it?
cheated to win multiple scoregasms.
Guys, don't cheat. Cheating is bad.
It is bad. And that's it for Counter-Strike Go. I think I did okay.
Yep, it was pretty shitty, but it's all right. Semmler's off at Copenhagen Games. He's learning about Counter-Strike.
I didn't know he was leaving today. The only reason I was suspicious that something was going on, he walked up to me and asked to borrow money. And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm going down to do some videos for Counter-Strike Go at Copenhagen Games. And I was like, why are you really going? He's like, I'm doing videos for like QPad. And I was like, you've been playing Counter-Strike Go recently? He's like, yeah. And I was like, you said someone's teaching you. Who's teaching you? He's like, oh yeah, this CS girls team. And I'm like, that's why you're going. So he wants enough money to look baller. So I let him some.
You're a good guy, James.
All that money you don't
I
have.
asked for pictures.
Next week, guys, make sure to tune in.
Semmler's Counter-Strike Go escapades. All right then, and in Quake Live, the Face It Cup still continues every Sunday. Quite a lot of good players are playing in this recently. Cooler's been turning up, Cypher's been turning up, Avex there, Puri has also been playing. I can't remember who. This is the standings for the whole tournament. So you need to get like some standings, and then you qualify into a bigger cup at the end. And who won this one? Maybe it's not. No?
Said, shut the fuck up.
Semmler said, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Good. James is full of shit. Oh, is that Semmler talking on Trance's account?
Yeah, Mr. Juice plays it.
Yeah.
He better make sure he sends the message to you and not to the girls, because that happened once.
I'm sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah, that website did look amazing. Sujoy's website. I actually got a linked a picture of Sujoy wearing a Good Studio hoodie
Yes.
at Multiplay. Thank you, Sujoy, for representing. Don't know where it is. But yeah, that brings us to the end.
Coming up next week, Mike.
Focus, James. We're almost there. Light is now at the end
Oh.
of the tunnel.
There's a whole nother page. Right. Coming up next week. Tomorrow, we've got Full of Steam. None of you are paying attention. Stop talking to Trance. What are you saying to Trance?
I'm not saying anything, Tris.
Show
I
me.
want you to focus, all right?
Show
Hey,
me.
I'm not Semmler. Don't fuck with me. Oh, he wants to get... Oh, Trance, you can't get Semmler in a Skype call because the audio shit is fucked.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Sam.
There's like cables everywhere. You clearly didn't see the start of the show, Trance. Go back, watch the VOD. There's cables everywhere.
Sorry, Sam. Good luck. We've turned your room, by the way, into a kitten nursery.
Yeah.
Metavis quickly
Don't
deleted
rush
the
on.
coming up next week. It's like, everything's wrong. There's nothing coming up this week.
Yo, don't delete that shit. That's
No,
the
no,
most
it was
important
completely
part.
writ was like it was
Yeah, it
entirely
was wrong. I knew it was
Oh.
wrong.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, it was
reading it in
entirely
like a
wrong.
kind of questioning
Yeah.
face. All right, tomorrow is the DreamHack Dota 2 online invitationals. The game's going to be between Mouse Sports
And
and,
someone.
Dignitas.
Dignitas, I knew that. Maybe Full of Steam.
No,
if
they're
you've got
they're
time.
full of steam. Scriff is going to wake up shortly. He's slept all day. He's going
Scriff
to
is
find
full
some
of
good
sleep.
indie games.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do more content throughout the week.
Yeah, just
so make
hold-
sure you tune in.
Hold your horses. I'll
Um,
get the...
I was happy with that.
I wasn't. Let's see. What do we got coming up? What do we got? Yeah, so Maz versus Dignitas tomorrow.
Then the
Thursday, we'll have Fnatic versus Mouse.
Friday,
Beat the
Vita
Studio
Studio. What
Friday.
are we doing for Vita Studio Friday? Are we doing StarCraft? Are we doing-
I think maybe we'll do Dota. Maybe
It might be
we'll do
StarCraft because Sean might be home.
Oh no! If you do StarCraft, we can do StarCraft. If we don't do StarCraft, I talked to Cyberman and he said he was happy to actually help us
Yeah,
host
I think it might be
some,
fun to do some Dota.
like the fun modes where
What's this?
I talked to Cybermat.
Oh,
you know
he's
how-
making...
He's making some OMG and Dota
Yeah.
×2 kind of games. I mean, if he's still up for it, we can do Dota and have fun with subs.
Yeah, I
Crazy
think we can
moves.
do that. Dota's
But I
a
don't
bit
want
more,
you
it's
to
easier
feel
to get
like,
more
you know-
people playing Dota, so it's kind of more fun. We'll definitely do StarCraft soon too, though.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
And then otherwise to close out the week, I think it's just on the 31st is NTH versus Mouse, and then we'll fit in the second and
Yeah.
possibly third game between Dignitas and Fnatic.
It might be on the
We could make a
first.
poll. to see what people want.
What game?
Yeah, I can do a poll. Like-
Yeah, make a poll, see what people want.
Yeah.
Why didn't we use polls at all today?
Because new production.
New production, guys.
I'm
Having to hit the poll
You
button.
just can't get the people.
All you have to do is hit the poll button.
Tell me when you're done.
Okay, what do you want in Beat the Studio, which is BTS? So, Dota. Some people who don't understand what Beat the Studio is, will be funny. StarCraft. What else is there?
Reborn.
No, not Reborn, because everyone will say Reborn. That's. Is there any other option? Like,
Reborn single player, anyway.
yeah,
Civ
of
5.
course. What?
Civ 5.
I'm gonna go with Dota and StarCraft, and just create the poll, show the polls,
Hey,
Does he know how to? Whoa!
and people vote. Dota,
These are the only
StarCraft.
two options.
Well, because I said, what else you
We're
want?
not going to do something else, so I'd rather just keep it focused.
League of Legends? You forgot that.
I think Dota's going to
Well,
win.
that's just
Yeah.
maybe we have more Dota people watching now because Bruno did his segment.
We're in the... Yeah.
And all the
Maybe I-
StarCrafters
yeah,
are like,
just-
well, Mike doesn't talk much anymore. Show is shit. Yeah, your segment kind of got invaded
It's
by,
fine. I enjoy it.
My pizza.
by the pizza delivery man. The
Well,
ru-
would you look at that?
okay. Maybe we just do Dota 2 again. But I wouldn't mind doing some other games that could be quite fun.
Yeah.
Like mixing it up. I know we did Quake recently,
Well, it was
but
fun.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But right then, guys, yeah, that brings us to the end of the show. Unless you guys have anything that you want to talk about, you do.
Western Wolves picked up Daisy. Cool. There you go. Breaking StarCraft news.
Bruno, how's the chest?
Chess is good. Keeper Red Pandas are losing their 4th game right now.
Are they?
Are they?
Well, they need a manager that cares, Bruno.
Go and teach them.
No, just pick up the phone and get somebody. I don't think it's.
No,
Go
I
with
don't
Indy.
think it's you at all.
Yeah, so you can go over and watch Cupid Red Pandas now if you want to watch some Dota versus AL. And apparently they're 5-1 down on the 4th match, but they're 2-1 up. And they're not going to lose, they're going to win. Because by the time the show's finished, I'm going to be upstairs giving them motivational advice.
Yeah, they're fucked, all right, aren't they?
They're fucked, yes.
They're
It's
fucked.
going 5 games.
We'll go and see the kittens now.
Yes, we're going to count the kittens and hopefully, well, we're going to wait until Script kind of wakes up.
She was hiding them before.
Yeah, she's hiding them. She like
Yeah,
covers
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Well, she's in like a freezing garage.
No,
so-
we
we
bought
bought
a
a
heater.
But we went
Yeah, we
there,
bought
it
a
was
heater.
like
No,
slightly
the
warmer.
garage is really warm now.
Also, don't say freezing garage when people sleep in that freezing garage because
Basically, our garage.
You got a blanket?
Like some people moved in, and we were like, "Look, stay here for a little bit, get your apartments when you can find them, etc." So we had, and then the Dota 2 teams. We had like 4 people in the garage, like lined up with beds against the walls, and it's really fucking cold in there. and like I couldn't be bothered to go off and buy a heater.
You don't buy a
But the
heater
day-
for people.
Yeah, for
but
the
for
people.
For
But
animals.
the day that Mingles was having kittens in the garage, I was like, Wepaz, you're going out into town, right, with Bruno? I was like, here's my card. You need to get the best goddamn heater there is. And then they came back with like a 2,000 watt heater.
Yep.
Epic. And the garage, yeah, it was well done. It's good. And so the garage is nice and warm. And yeah, she's hiding the kittens. She like hugs them. This is the wall. Yeah, and she hugs this way, facing that way, so you can't see them. And her eyes just stare at you when you come in. That's what she does. Anyway, end of story time, end of show. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Dota 2 if you're into that. Otherwise, we'll see you next Tuesday. We really should think about having the show on Wednesday because that's either the day after the announcement on the 3rd.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it depends when they announce it. Time zones and stuff are hard, but maybe we'll do that. I think that makes sense to move it.
Toby wants to play Quake in Beat the Studio.
Toby.
Yeah, he's talking to me because he doesn't talk to you.
So we'll be playing Dota. on,
Toby's like, I'm never
Beat the
talking to you
Studio.
again. Yeah, Toby. We can play Quake with Toby if we can fit that in as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. Yes, Toby. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show and our regular content, you're more than welcome to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, you can, of course, just send us food. That seems to be helpful as well.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Regular
or if-
Pepsi, not.
Or if
Coke
you can't,
Zero.
if you don't want to do that, you can just follow the channel and support us by watching the shows when we go live. And I think we're done. So signing off. Webpaz, press the button.
Do it.